Jennifer, thank you so much for having me in your home.
You're welcome. And when you're in my kitchen, you always have a glass of wine.
All right. I like this one already. So we're doing home cooking for the holidays. What is it that you're going to make for me today?
I'm going to make my mother-in-law's tourtière. She is Québécois, was Québécois. She passed away this year. And we had a lot of conversations about how to make tourtière and when to make tourtière. So that's what I'm going to do.
So this is in homage to your mother-in-law?
That's right.
Okay.
Who also always cooked with a glass of wine.
Smart lady. Okay. So first things first, you need to make the dough.
Yes, it's easy. The recipe, tricky to actually make.
Right.
So I did this morning and it's starting to dry out a little bit, but flour and salt and cold butter in your food processor until it starts to form little peas. Mm-hmm. Then you slowly add cold water, and then a dough starts to form. And then that dough, you take it out and you let it sit for about 30 minutes. Yes. So the recipe that we're going to make today is 3 tourtière. So first thing, we're going to dice up 2 onions.
Okay.
Remember, we're making 3 tourtières, so it's a lot of onion.
Okay.
We're also going to use 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to start with that. I've got a pan heating on the stove with a little bit of oil in it, and it's canola oil.
And so for people at home who don't know, a tourtière is a meat pie.
Right. Traditionally, Québécois will have it for Christmas Eve, and they'll serve it with cheeses. They'll serve it with baked beans, very Québécois as well. My mother-in-law was born in Quebec and was one of 8 children and was the oldest of 8 children. So she did a lot of cooking, and she taught her 2 younger sisters how to cook. And they were a pretty traditional family, so the men don't do a lot of cooking. I've got you working here.
Yeah. Good thing about sweet onion is they don't make you cry.
That's right, another plus. Now that the stove is on, the oil is heating up, and the garlic is in there, I'm gonna start getting the meat ready as well. And what the recipe calls for is veal. 1.5 pounds of veal, 1.5 pounds of pork.
Okay.
So we're gonna put those together. We do add stock in here as well, and it calls for a veal stock, but I find that really difficult to find.
For sure.
So today I'm gonna use beef stock. Okay, so we have the meat cooking. We have our garlic, oil, onion, and our veal and our pork together. We're going to add some spices. Salt and pepper, pretty basic. I'll give you the recipe with the measurements, but to be honest, I kind of just do this with the spices.
I like it.
Yeah. We have nutmeg and cinnamon, and I'm gonna grind up some cloves now, which I actually find really a surprising spice combination for meat. When I first started making this, I thought, this is gonna be weird. Cinnamon and nutmeg in a meat pie.
Savory.
But it's really, really good. I was really surprised.
Very Christmassy too.
Yes. And it smells great in the oven when it's cooking. So you're going to grate up 2 potatoes.
Okay, and so you wash them, but we don't have to peel them.
I wash them, don't peel them.
Perfect.
Best part is the skin. And
Perfect.
it's easier.
So speaking of, it smells great in the oven. You have to preheat the oven.
Preheat the oven 375.
Okay.
So it just beeps before we start.
Done.
So it's ready to go.
All right. And so this potato is going to get added to our veal pork mixture.
Yes. And really, once it starts cooking, all we're waiting for is for that potato to soften up.
And so is this a dish that your kids like as well?
They actually do. I was surprised. I know a lot of kids don't like meat. My son loves meat. My daughter loves carbs. So this is actually the perfect combination with the pastry, the potato, the meat.
That clove smells fabulous.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas in a bowl right there.
So that's ready to go. I'm gonna cut this one in half and start. And I like a yellow flesh potato. They're nicer, creamy. All right, so we're gonna grate the potato.
There we go.
And then it's gonna go in there with the meat. I'm gonna check on the meat.
Harry's excited about the tourtière too.
That's right. I don't do any cooking in here without a nose about this high off the ground, but it's looking really good. The onions are getting soft. Do you want to grab the salt and pepper? And we'll do a bit of our spices. So good pinch of pepper. And then I use a pink Himalayan salt. Okay, so our meat is pretty much cooked. Now we're going to basically dump the rest of the ingredients in and let it cook. So our grated potato. All right.
I will be your Venna.
All right. Perfect. Okay, so.
Nutmeg.
Yes, our nutmeg.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Clove.
Clove that we freshly ground. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, and then 1 cup of stock.
Okay.
Good. And then we're just gonna mix it up, and we have to let that cook until the potatoes start to soften. So it's about 40 minutes that it's gonna cook. So after we added all of our spices and we let it cook and soften the potato, we want it to cool down before you put it in the shells. So you want to put it in the fridge for a good, so it's cooled through, probably an hour anyway, cooled through. And now we're going to put it right into the shells.
And so because we were making 3, you're kind of giving 3 big ladles to each.
Yes,
tortilla.
Divide it.
Smells so good. I could eat the meat just like this. Tell you. Don't tell me you've never tried just the meat on its own.
I have tried the meat on its own. It's very good. Okay, we're in our final stage.
All right.
Second last step. So we're basically going to put our lid on as delicately and carefully as possible. Then we're going to put an egg wash on.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Press it together with our fork. Why don't you do the egg wash?
Okay, so this is just 1 egg?
That is 1 egg and a little bit of water.
Okay. And the egg will kind of just help glue it together, keep it moist.
Keep it nice and brown.
Right.
Yeah. And then we're just going to create a little vent in the top, although this one's broken a little bit. I'm going to do it anyway.
Got some natural venting
Natural
happening.
venting. And I just keep it simple. And just keep a little, and
Pretty.
then move it off to the side. I cook all 3 at once. It's about 50 minutes. About halfway through, I'll switch them so they get a more even cook.
And cheers.
Cheers!
Here's our timer. Oh my goodness. This looks so good.
It smells really good.
Smells really,
so
really
nice.
good. Smell-o-vision. We wish you had it, but sorry.
So you should let it rest for a while and cool down because it's going to be really hot, but we can't wait, so we're going to do it.
Look at that pastry.
It turned out okay,
flaky.
didn't it? It turned out okay.
May I?
Yes, please try it.
I just got shivers. It's beautiful.
It's really good.
so good.
Appeals to the guys, the meat and potatoes kind of guys. Appeals to the kids. Cold winter day, Christmas Eve. Some nice warm tortilla.
It's beautiful. Your mother-in-law would be so happy.
Oh, thank you for saying that. That's nice.